welcome back to my channel. Today I thought it would be so fun to, during this very hectic and busy holiday week, do a little Q&A. So I put on my Instagram, and thank you to everyone who follows me on Instagram. My Instagram is like, I can't even say that it's mediocre. It's, in comparison to like other influencer Instagrams, it's garbage. I get it. But I don't have the vision for it, and I haven't been able to get past like my Instagram just being like a super personal space where I just share like super personal photos. So thank you to everyone who follows me on Instagram. It's so incredibly sweet of you. I put a little sticker up there asking for some questions because I thought it would be fun to do this Q&A, to sit down and just chat with you in a super informal way. So without further ado, let's jump into it. The first question is, what are some of Hugo's favorite movies currently? Oh my word. Okay, so at any given time, Toy Story is on in this house. Toy Story 1, Toy Story 2, and Toy Story 3. I love Toy Story 3. I just like can't emotionally as a mom handle the last 10 minutes of Andy growing up and going to college. It's too much for like my little mommy heart. So we normally on repeat have Toy Story 1 and Toy Story 2 going. Hugo absolutely loves them. He also really loves Arthur Christmas, which is like seasonally so appropriate. We've been watching Arthur Christmas a lot too, and those are his like absolute favorite movies. Next question, what are some holiday traditions unique to your family? So I would say one that is unique to our family, but I'm sure other people do it, is having a big party on Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve is my mom's birthday, and so we normally have a big party with family and friends and celebrate her birthday and celebrate Christmas Eve and have a big dinner, and it's super lovely. And then Christmas Day, it's a tradition for us to just kind of lounge around in our pajamas all day after opening presents and having a pancake breakfast and just enjoying time together. So those are our Christmas traditions. I'm really excited to continue to add to the list, especially as Jeff and I grow our little family and have more kids, and I'd be really interested to see what holiday traditions we start to develop. I love traditions, especially this time of year. I think that they are so special. And so yeah, let me know down in the comments what your guys' traditions are. Next question is, what is your least favorite part about being a stay-at-home mom? My least favorite part about being a stay-at-home mom probably is the lack of recognition. And it's not because my husband doesn't care. It's not because he doesn't love me. It's just like my husband works full-time in New York City, and by the time he gets home, he's exhausted. He's not like, the other day I cleaned the baseboards and he didn't really notice, which like made me like so sad. But at the same time, I need to recognize that like he's tired when he gets home. He's not inspecting every inch of the house to like see what's clean. And so it's like, it's moments like that where I have to like, okay, I'll say I clean the baseboards, and he'll say, oh my gosh, that's so beautiful, thank you so much. And he will notice if like he comes home and the kitchen is spotless, or like if I clean the bathroom or something, he'll say something. But it's that lack of recognition, right? Because if you work in an office, you normally have a coworker or a boss who will notice the hard work that you're putting into like a project or something. And when you're a stay-at-home mom or a homemaker, it's a little bit different, and you don't always get that recognition that you deserve. So that's probably the hardest part for me, at least, about being a stay-at-home mom, and also just like being responsible for everything in the house, like everything. And recently I started putting away all my husband's laundry too. Like I used to do my husband's laundry, but then he would put it away, but now I'm doing that. And so like just knowing that like everything that has to do with the home is my responsibility can sometimes be a little bit overwhelming. But those are the things that I at least think are like my least favorite parts. Also, I hate putting away dishes from the dishwasher. Hate it. Next question is, do you plan on going back to work at some point? Love your channel, by the way. Thank you. And another person had asked about if I had plans on or anticipated going back to work. So if you're new here, I've never actually worked a 9-to-5 Monday through Friday job. I was a dancer and then a Pilates instructor and a dance teacher. So like all of those jobs have very flexible schedules, and you can sort of create your own schedule. And a lot of the times it's like you work in the morning and then you have the afternoon off and then you work at night sort of thing. So in terms of like a 9-to-5, very traditional Monday through Friday job, no, because I've never done that. But I am actually, so I broke my foot in September. And I had originally said that I wasn't going back to teach dance for the school year, but that's changed, and now I am going back to teach dance one night a week in January. And so that's really exciting. I'm excited to see the kids again and to sort of start that routine up. Hopefully I do not break my foot again. But in terms of anything more than that, probably not right now, because taking care of Hugo is such a full-time job, and we don't foresee ourselves putting him into daycare right now. And I mean, maybe that'll change like once he goes to school and stuff, but I do anticipate us having more kids. So yeah, I think right now being a stay-at-home mom is like sort of my full-time gig, and maybe down the road when all the kids are in like school, elementary school, middle school, like maybe that's when I'll reevaluate and see what I'm doing with my time. Next question is, what's your perfect date night or day? I love this question. I love going to the movies with Jeff. It is one of my favorite things. I think there is something so romantic, so traditional about just going to the movies on a date. I think it's so beautiful. It's something that reminds me of when we first started going to the movies, when we were just dating, when I can think of all the different places too that we've gone to the movies in New York City, in Toronto, in Arizona. Like, it just brings back so many memories and just fills me with so much joy. And I love going to the movies. And so that's my favorite, you know, whether it be during the day, which now that we have a toddler, it's like more so that versus going to the movies at night. But I love going to the movies. She also asked, do you take anything special for your hair? It looks so shiny and healthy. Thank you. I don't. Well, I take a prenatal vitamin, which subsequently helps your hair. I was taking the Halo Beauty supplements before that, before I started taking my prenatal, which I think really helped with hair growth and like making my hair really healthy. But to be honest, I only wash my hair once a week. My scalp is pretty dry. I have very dry skin too, so that helps with, I don't really get oily hair. So I only need to wash it once a week, and I only style it once a week. So I'm not putting a lot of heat on my hair. I'm not putting a lot of product in it. So I think that that helps with just keeping it healthy. But beyond that, no sort of special anything. Next question, do you plan on homeschooling? This is such a great pertinent question because it is something that I've discussed with Jeff. I don't know if I have the virtues to be an amazing teacher or to be the teacher that Hugo needs. Granted, I can definitely see that changing if homeschooling is something that we seriously consider in a year or two. But when I really like sit down with myself and be 100% honest, I don't know if I would be the best teacher for him, the most engaged teacher, the most inspiring teacher for him. And so I think in an ideal world, I am not homeschooling him. I am sending him to school. It's very difficult nowadays. I do have a lot of worries and concerns about school, and just like finding a place that I feel comfortable sending him, a place that I know that he's safe. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, we've definitely had the conversation, and sometimes when I do think about it, and I think like, okay, like I could do it. I could definitely homeschool him, and I could definitely be there for him, and we could come up with a routine, and it could be fun and engaging and learning. And I love the untraditional template that you could use to homeschool. Like, I love that you can use travel and different, like you could go outside and go to different places for homeschooling. Like, you're not so confined to this school year, school district schedule. And I don't love standardized testing, and there are definitely some cons to school that I have from my own experience of going to school. But at the same time, there are so many pros to it too that I experienced, that I want Hugo to experience. So I don't know. It's definitely undecided in our books. It's something that we've thought about and something that I've seriously considered and I'm still considering. But I think in an ideal world, I would send him to school. Next question is, what are some of your favorite meals/foods to prepare as a vegan? So if you didn't know, I'm plant-based. My whole family is. And some of my favorite meals to prepare, I'm a terrible cook. That should be a goal of mine in 2020, to learn how to cook better, or like to just be more inspired by food. But in terms of like my favorite food to prepare, I mean, I don't make this, but I love my mom's lasagna. She makes a bomb lasagna. It's so good. And what I love about lasagna is that you can totally tailor it to like your own dietary needs, what you like. You could put vegetables in it, like your favorite vegetable. You could put like meat crumble, plant-based meat crumble in it. And so yeah, I would say lasagna is my favorite thing that she makes, but in terms of what I need to learn how to make, that is the point. I don't really have like a very favorite meal that I make, because I don't think anything I make is great. I need to be better at that. Favorite designer brand? I love this question. Thanks for asking. My favorite designer brand is probably Dior. I think that when you start getting into like the whole world of luxury brands and luxury goods, it's really fun to start to understand that each brand has their own aesthetic and their own idea, and they convey their own message, and it's like, I just think of them as like their own little worlds, and which world do you fit into? And it's so fun to explore designers' seasons and see their runway shows and see their pieces and their bags and really connect with one. And for me, that's definitely Dior. When I think Dior, I think like princess, vintage, like almost like royalty too. Like I just love everything they put out. And so that's definitely like my favorite designer brand. The Dior book tote is my absolute like dream bag. Oh my gosh, absolutely love it. So that's my favorite designer brand. Definitely let me know down in the comments what your guys' favorite designer brand. Tell us more about your dance career growing up and types of dance you enjoy. That is such a sweet question. Thank you for asking. So my types of dance that I enjoy, it's definitely changed throughout my life. I love like a sassy jazz, like a very commercial jazz, commercial hip hop vibe is for me. When I was growing up, that was my favorite as well. When I was really little, ballet was my favorite. When I started getting older, I fell in love with ballet. I fell in love again with ballet as I got to like know my body more, and while I was teaching Pilates, it just like all fit together very well. My dance career has been kind of all over the place, to be honest. I danced when I was little, stopped dancing for a while, got back into it around like the 2000s, you know, when like Britney Spears and NSYNC were really popular, and so I was like pretty in love with that and like wanted to be a pop star more than anything in the world. And I trained with Wade Robson and Brian Friedman and like these like titans of commercial dance, and it was so much fun. And I knew that I wanted to pursue dance as a career. When I graduated from high school, I actually stayed home and went to a community college so that I could continue traveling into Manhattan and training and auditioning. The first sort of like professional gig I booked was dancing for the New York Titans. That was New York's first professional lacrosse team. Laugh that that's even a thing. But I got to dance at Madison Square Garden, and I think from American Idol, what's his name? Constantine Maroules was one of the judges. It was so random, but it was just fun. Like, it was a fun gig. I met a lot of wonderful women, and it like introduced me to this whole world of professional dance. And then I kept training, and I booked Disney Cruise Line in 2009 and did that, which was life-changing. Obviously, I met my husband and all of like my dear friends that I love now, and then fell in love more with ballet, and we moved down to Florida, and I worked at Universal Studios, and like those are the highlights. I'm sure if I think a little bit harder, I can think of like some of the smaller gigs that I've done here and there in the city. But when I think of my dance career, I just think like, wow, that was so, like, as a little girl who like wanted nothing more than to be Britney Spears, I feel like in some bizarre way I achieved the goals that I want. Like I didn't become a pop star, but I did get, I got to work for Disney, which was amazing. And I got to like almost like Hannah Montana my life a little bit during that time, during that Disney time. And yeah, I just like, I'm so grateful for the whole thing. So that's sort of it in a nutshell. And yeah, now I teach musical theater and contemporary, both styles I absolutely love. How would you describe pregnancy in 3 words? Exciting, so exciting, hard, it's hard, and exciting, amazing, and hard. Now, someone said this is completely unrelated, but I just wanted to thank you because I love your content and everything you're doing. Thank you so much. That is so incredibly sweet. Next question, are you excited for Christmas? Yes! Oh my gosh, I'm posting this on Christmas Eve, and I'm so excited. Christmas is my absolute favorite holiday. And the last question is, what's your favorite thing about being a mom? My absolute favorite thing about being a mom is just seeing Hugo grow up, seeing my husband and I in him, and being that person for him, that like safe space for him as he continues to grow and continues to understand the world, whether he's 2 or 10 or 25 or 45, it doesn't matter. I just hope I can always be that safe space for him, and I'm so excited about just growing our relationship and getting to know him more. So yeah, that's my favorite thing about being a mom. And those are all the questions, guys. Thank you again to everyone who sent in a question. It was so incredibly sweet of you. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys are enjoying the holidays with your friends and family. Don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.